What if your office had lake views? And what if your after work commute led to a hiking trail and your favorite coffee shop was a 5-minute walk instead of a 45-minute drive? If you're someone that's able to work remotely and you want to trade that busy city life into the vacation lifestyle that Northern Michigan has to offer, you have come to the right place. But here's the thing, not every town in Northern Michigan is built the same, and not every town in Northern Michigan is ideal for remote work. Today, I'm breaking down the best towns for remote workers in Northern Michigan. We're talking about internet, housing, and even your daily routine, and which towns best support your lifestyle and dreams. I'm Gino D'Angelo, a Northern Michigan real estate broker who has sold real estate for over 22 years and who has lived in Northern Michigan my entire life. And I've been helping remote workers relocate to Northern Michigan since way before COVID. And today I'm pulling back the curtains to show you exactly what you need to know before deciding if Northern Michigan is right for you. And before we get started, if this video seems like your type of thing, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I create a new video every week and I would hate for you to miss one. Remote work has made relocating to Northern Michigan a possibility for many people who never thought they'd have that option. But you can't just pick a spot on a map and decide that's where you're going to live. You need to have intention and make sure what area you choose is right for you. Let's face it, internet speeds vary widely in Northern Michigan. Some areas are buried in snow for 4 to 5 months every year, and not every town is set up for year-round living. So in this video, I'm not just giving you a generic list, I'm giving you the actual towns where I've seen remote workers thrive. So let's get into it. Traverse City is where working remotely hits its peak potential. It's got gig speed fiber internet, multiple co-working spaces, walkable neighborhoods, and a community of professionals who have already made the leap. But let me be clear, not every part of Traverse City is ideal for remote work. If you're planning to work from home and walking to get coffee is important to you, check out neighborhoods like Slabtown, Old Town, or the Boardman neighborhoods. These areas are close to downtown, have solid cell phone service, and get priority snow plowing. If it were me and I were moving to Traverse City to work remotely, I would avoid places like Leelanau and even Long Lake, unless you don't need solid internet and don't mind long drives in the winter. Of course, these areas are beautiful, but they're certainly not convenient. Co-working spaces like Commonplace and 20 Fathoms are more than just an area to work. They host events, workshops, and have that startup vibe that gives you tons of energy, even if you happen to be a team of one. And when you log off, you'll be close to the Tart Trail, which is great for cycling. And not to mention, you'll be close to West Bay Beach in case you want to take a quick dip after work. Also, if you need a drink after a hard day, there are more wineries than I can name in this video. Also, there are so many places nearby if you want to go out to lunch, such as the Little Fleet food trucks or even Amical, which is one of my favorite restaurants in Traverse City. Now let's talk about home prices. You've probably heard that home prices in Traverse City are rising quickly, especially since the pandemic. Homes within walking distance from downtown typically start around $475,000. And if you're looking for a home in one of the more popular subdivisions like Holiday Hills, plan to start right around $600,000 and go up from there. If you're young, creative, and craving energy, then Traverse City could be perfect for you. Petoskey isn't flashy, but it's quietly perfect for remote workers. Downtown Petoskey, known as the Gaslight District, feels like a Hallmark movie. Bookstores, coffee shop, and even a couple wine bars. But behind that charm is a serious setup for remote workers. North Central Michigan College has great space with high-speed internet that allows people to work remotely. And the Petoskey Library is the go-to for solopreneurs and freelancers. I've also had clients run their giant consulting businesses right from their Lakeview living rooms right here in Petoskey. Now, if you're wondering which neighborhood in Petoskey would work best for you, here are a couple of options. Bear Creek Township typically has homes with larger lots that give you more of the country feel. Bear Creek Township is located on the eastern side of Petoskey. If you want to be on the western side of Petoskey, closer to Bay Harbor, Charlevoix, and a little bit closer to Traverse City, then you're going to want to consider Resort Township. This is one of the most popular townships in all of Northern Michigan, encompassing Bay Harbor, Walloon Lake, and a large portion of Petoskey. Now, while the name is Resort Township, you can easily live there year-round, and there are tons of great neighborhoods that will be perfect for somebody relocating here to work remotely. The lifestyle for remote workers in Petoskey is second to none. You can take your laptop to North Park to have a cup of coffee and get some work done in the morning, and then head over to Petoskey State Park where you can continue to work right on the beach for the rest of the day. I think these options are why people continuously choose Northern Michigan to work remotely, because it's not just anywhere that you can live this lifestyle while working remotely. When you talk about the price of homes in Petoskey, I think that's what makes this area very interesting because there's just such a wide array of different homes available. We talked about Bear Creek and Resort Township earlier, and those places have starter homes starting at right around $250,000. Now, don't get me wrong, the average sale is much higher than that, but you can truly find bargains if you have a wide availability of the homes you're interested in. Meaning, the more flexible you are, the better deal you can find. Now, the average home in Petoskey is over $500,000, which is quite a jump from pre-pandemic levels. Now, a lot of people ask me what caused that, and the answer is simple. The pandemic shined a bright light on areas like Northern Michigan. People from around the country who may have never been aware of Northern Michigan now know a lot about it thanks to videos like these and other news sources. Before, we typically only saw buyers from nearby states such as Illinois, Ohio, Indiana. Of course, we would get the occasional Texan or Floridian that would buy here, but now those further out states are driving more buyers than they ever have to Northern Michigan. And let's face it, you're probably not surprised that Traverse City and Petoskey made the list of the best places for remote workers in Northern Michigan. But this next one may surprise you. I'm talking about Boyne City. Boyne City is one of the most underrated towns in Northern Michigan for remote workers, in my opinion, especially if you're looking for space, affordability, and year-round recreation. You'd be surprised how many people that live in Boyne City are currently working for companies that are in Chicago, New York, or Grand Rapids. In fact, we recently sold a home to a remote worker whose company is based in San Francisco. Now, you might be wondering why this is, and I think the answer is simple. Boyne City has great fiber optic, high-speed internet throughout the entire area. Also, it has one of the best walkable downtowns anywhere in Northern Michigan. And for as small as Boyne City is, it has great shopping as well as great restaurants. A couple of my favorite restaurants in Northern Michigan are located right in Boyne City. Make sure if you like Mexican food, you check out Red Mesa. And for something a little bit different, check out Cafe Sante. It's got a great Mediterranean style menu, and I think it's one of the most underrated restaurants anywhere in Northern Michigan. Downtown Boyne City has a great mix of some of those classic older homes that you see in the movies, as well as some much more updated modern homes for those who want something a little newer. As far as outdoor recreation goes, Avalanche Mountain is one of my favorite places to hike. It's a 2-mile hike to the top of a mountain, which rewards you with some of the best views of Lake Charlevoix that you're going to see anywhere. Something I like to do is order a sandwich from Lake Street Deli when I get to the top, and by the time I make it to the bottom, it's ready for me to pick up. Also, if you're looking for outdoor recreation on a much grander scale, then it's hard not to talk about Boyne Mountain Resort, which is just a short drive from Boyne City. Whether it's downhill skiing or snowboarding, cross-country skiing, zip lining, or even walking across the Sky Bridge, Boyne Mountain is truly a gem for Northern Michigan. And remember how earlier when I told you just how inexpensive living in Boyne City is? You can easily find a home in downtown Boyne City for $300,000 to $400,000. Now, yes, they do get much more expensive, and there are even some beautiful waterfront homes that start about $4 million just on the outskirts of town, which truly show you there is something for everyone in Boyne City. If Boyne City sounds like the place for you, give me a call at 231-487-6141, and I'd love to help you. Now, as we get closer to the end of the list, I want to make sure you stick around for the last town because it may surprise you. It's one of the most up-and-coming towns anywhere in Michigan for remote workers, and I don't want you to miss out. Charlevoix is the best town for those who need peace and quiet to do their work. It's serene, it's artistic, and it's drop dead beautiful. But what most people don't know is while Charlevoix has great high-speed internet downtown, it is expanding throughout all of Charlevoix, meaning just about every home in Charlevoix is going to have high-speed internet very soon. Remote workers in Charlevoix often create their own rhythm, setting up home offices with lake views, walking to the Hardwood Gold Cafe for a break, and heading to the marina or the mushroom houses to get some creative inspiration. Now, you won't find any co-working spaces here, but you will find focus. And the Charlevoix Library is surprisingly modern, with quiet study rooms and fast, reliable Wi-Fi. Now, we just had somebody relocate to Charlevoix who plans to run their 200-person company from the shores of Lake Charlevoix. And I just think that is incredible and something we couldn't have seen happen 10 to 15 years ago. And before I share the last town that is perfect for remote workers right here in Northern Michigan, I wanted to tell you about genosguide.com. That's our newsletter that we send out every 2 weeks that gives you tips and tricks on how to maximize living in Northern Michigan. Elk Rapids doesn't shout, it whispers. And that's why remote workers love it. Now, this isn't a town that would have made this list 2 or 3 years ago, but Elk Rapids has so much to offer to those that want to work in northern Michigan remotely and still live the vacation lifestyle year-round. It's got great beaches on Lake Michigan. It's got a place where you can launch your kayak into Elk Lake, and close access to both Petoskey and Charlevoix City make this the quintessential up-and-coming spot for remote workers. You may or may not know that Elk Rapids has great restaurants like The Foundry or Pearl's Louisiana Kitchen, which has some of the best Cajun dishes you will ever find. Now, while most people think of Elk Rapids as just a place you drive through to get to Charlevoix City, it has way more to offer than that. In fact, we just sold a house there with 2 people who both work remotely, and they were thrilled with how much value they found in Elk Rapids after looking all over Petoskey and Charlevoix City. A home that might cost you $500,000 or $600,000 in Petoskey cost you $300,000 or $350,000 in Elk Rapids. Drop a comment below. Does it surprise you that Elk Rapids made the list? I'd love to hear what you have to say. And now, while I told you Elk Rapids was the last one on the list, if you have watched the video this far, I'm going to reward you with a bonus. Harbor Springs is the crown jewel of quiet luxury right here in northern Michigan. This is a place where captains of industry and CEO take their work calls in the morning from their back deck. They may even hop into a conference call from the golf course or a chairlift at Nub's Knob. In fact, Harbor Springs has been a haven for retirees for as long as I've been selling real estate, and probably much before that. But what we're consistently seeing is people who are a few years away from retirement, who are able to work remotely, are deciding to do so earlier. They're buying their retirement home, working remotely for a couple of years, and then easing into retirement. This sounds like the perfect way to gracefully exit the workforce and start your golden years of life. Now, living in Harbor Springs does come with a price tag, and plan to spend $500,000, $600,000, $700,000 or even more depending on what you want in your home. But I promise that price tag comes with a quality of life that you cannot find anywhere else. From great restaurants to great shopping to some of the best bike trails anywhere in the area, Harbor Springs truly has something for everyone and will allow you to live the northern Michigan vacation lifestyle while you're still working. Now, being able to work remotely has given you a tremendous freedom that many don't get to experience. From the vibrant culture of Charlevoix City to the smaller towns of Petoskey and the hidden gem of Elk Rapids, this region offers a slower pace and beauty that others just don't. But this move isn't about escape, it's about alignment. Your work, your lifestyle, your family, they all need to fit. But that's where I come in. If you're thinking about making the move, let's talk. You can reach out to me directly at 231-487-6141. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel. We're posting every week about real estate, lifestyle, and what it's really like to live in northern Michigan. I'll see you on the next video.